Hello, welcome to another edition of Navigating to Success. I'm Jeff Carlton, certified focal business coach and executive coach. And today I'm joined by Michael Hamren, um, who is CEO of Expansion Videos. Um, Interesting company that does some digital marketing, does some time over in Europe, does some time in Wyoming. So have some local flair to the plains and Intermountain states. So welcome, Michael.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, no, I'm extremely happy to have you here. So tell us about expansion videos and what you do.
So, expansion videos, we started in 2015. What we do is we help businesses to get their marketing message out there, pretty much with video. And we do animated explainer videos. Since you might know, it's like the fastest way to get information out to the viewer. So that's what we do. We do the whole thing from start to finish, from script to storyboard to animations, and yeah, we'll helping businesses to get their marketing message out there.
Is it all animated or is it AI integrated with actual video or what does the end product look like for the user?
So for an example, Red Bull, maybe people have seen, that's an animated video. And that's what we do. We do animated videos. We can
Oh,
add
okay.
live videos also, but mostly everything is animated. And because of that, we can do it from anywhere around the world, and we can also do it in any language that the client wants to have it in.
Well, not only can you do it from anywhere in the world, you can do it for anywhere in the world, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
that's powerful. That's pretty powerful. So, when did it start?
So I started in 2015, and yeah, it all came happened because I sort of went into the wall. I worked myself to like a heart arrhythmia problem. So I went into the infirmary, and then they pretty much sedate you and they restart your heart. And then when I'm waking up, the doctor comes in and says like, "Hey, you're 30 years old. This happened only for the reason of stress." So that was my sort of wake up call. And I just accidentally went then later on YouTube, found this online course in how to start your online business. I did the course, and it was like a 12 week video course, and that's pretty much how I learned how to create my own business.
So, was that specific to running a business, or was it specific to learning how to create video content?
So it's actually pretty much based on the book The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. It's a really good book and highly recommend it. Really good exercises after each chapter. But the course was pretty much about creating your online business and pretty much using the knowledge of people around the world to help you create, for example, videos. I mean, I still cannot make the videos myself. I have a team who puts everything together, and that's pretty much what the course was about, to get a life of freedom, fun, and adventure.
Yeah, fantastic. That's what every entrepreneur wants for themselves, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that think, well, I'm going to quit my 40-hour a week job so I can only work 20 hours a week and make twice as much money. And the exact opposite happens. They work 80 hours a week and they make half as much money. Um, so you talked about your team. How big is your team? How big has the expansions video gone?
So right now we're 5 people. It's me, project manager, script writer, voiceover artist, and 2 animators. The good thing about the business model is that as we get more work to do, and some months are more intense than other months during the year, we just add a couple of freelancers. So it's really easy to scale up and scale down depending on how much work we actually have.
I think that's a really important part because if you're only 5 people, you're running pretty lean. Um, scaling, the ability to scale up and scale down, and then within your space, finding available freelancers. Has that been a challenge, or is it readily available?
I mean, I would say it's readily available, but it's also the thing of finding those key components and the really good freelancers. Because I mean, trust me, I've gone through quite a lot of them, and you know, suddenly you just hit jackpot, and you find a person that you can just like give work to, and then they will actually excel your expectations and do like more than you were actually asking for. And I would say that that's the difference. If you have a freelancer that you tell to do A and B, and then they only do A and B. But then you find a freelancer who does A, B, C, D, E, then be like, oh wow, like you can really delegate a lot, and for that reason, you get like more time to do the things that you should do, pretty much like develop the business, up the marketing, up the sales, and so on.
Um, so let's go down that lane a little bit. How much time? So when you started, you pretty much started alone.
Yeah, that's
Um,
correct.
and you've grown your team now. Um, so let's talk about the difference between working on your business and working for your business or working in the business. What are your thoughts on that? Because I know I see you smiling. You know exactly where I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean that really is the whole mind shift of being able to. I mean, we all only have 24 hours per day, but then when you suddenly find another person or persons, then you suddenly just add, you know, multiple hours to that. So it really was the shift, and I could really feel it when I was doing the script and I was like learning how to do the process, and then I was able to give this to another person or add persons to the team. That really took a lot of weight from my shoulders, and then yet again, then I could really focus on doing the things that I should be doing and what is most important for the business. Instead of me sitting there, maybe like collecting new leads in a CSV file, for example, then it's just a matter of, you know, being able to delegate. And I think that's a really hard part, to be able to let go of sort of your baby, since you're the creator of it. But when you're able to do that, like let go, that's yeah, that's huge.
So delegation. So they didn't teach you delegation and leadership skills in a 12-week video course. Where do you think you learned that from?
I mean, I come from a background of playing ice hockey for 25 years, where I also was a team captain. I think that was a huge contributor. It also helped me during my time in like corporate world, coming in from the sports world and really trying to work as a team and getting like pretty much all the people to work as a unit. And really, there's like a saying, you know, the weakest link, like you're not strongest as the weakest link, and that's really what I brought in to be like really seeing people and really seeing like, okay, we need to fix this and that. And so yeah, I think I had a lot of free material, or you know, from my sports background, pretty much.
I think anytime you see or you have the opportunity, and so often what I see in the younger generations, where they're not playing sports as often or joining the military or joining some kind of a structured organization, they lose that mindset shift, because it's really a gift that we're being given. Even if we suck and we sit on the bench, right? We've still learned uh, um, you were part of the team, um, and that your contribution mattered, even if you weren't the guy winning all the accolades. You get to share in the victory, because you were there every day at practice. Um, I think that's
For
something that
sure, for sure.
we have lost in culture. So, talk a little bit about how you got there, as far as work-life balance and delegation and letting go of the baby. Um, any other techniques for managing the work-life balance, or are you in a pretty good space now? And how do you encourage your team to maintain their work-life balance?
Yeah. So for me, I think that's a huge one, and really I think this is also a sort of a problem if you're working for yourself, because you can pretty much work 24/7. But I noticed that it's really important to have like the off days or the off time. So what I try to do is really have those Monday to Friday, and like that's work time. But also like when the day is ended, maybe after like 5 o'clock, then it's free time, then it's workout or chilling with friends or with family. Because then I'm really are able to recharge my batteries and then attack the next day, like filled up with energy, and also taking the weekends off, because yet again it's so easy to just keep on working, and also if you want to get to places, and no one is there to tell you, be like, hey, you should work less. That's not going to happen. So yeah, I highly recommend respecting your downtime. um
Yeah, I
yeah,
often ask people about if they're willing to block time off on their calendar for when they're not going to work as opposed to when they are going to work, and I get very mixed answers. People aren't very good sometimes at making sure that they have time for themselves. Um,
for
so
sure. And I think sleep is Yeah, I think sleep is also one key thing, that key metric that I've been finding later years. I've read the book Why We Sleep. I can highly recommend that book. That's really when I started respecting my sleep, and that's also what I tried to influence my coworkers too, to really get those 8 hours of sleep, because I know that they will be a better coworker and they will do a much better work if they do the 8 hours.
um, I appreciate that too. Actually, I was a 30-year military vet, and I probably didn't get more than six, maybe if I was lucky, 6.5 hours of sleep a night for the better part of 30 years. And the biggest thing that changed for me when I retired was that I started sleeping, and it was life changing. It was absolutely life changing. How the difference in how I felt and how I performed was getting 8 or more hours of sleep a night. It was incredible. And it did amazing things for me health wise as well. Um, so you're at five people now. You're international. I assume you're working with clients all over the world and your teams all over the world. Is that true?
Yeah, so I
Um,
actually have two websites. One is expansion videos, and that's where we target North America pretty much, and the rest of the world, English speaking world. And then we have a animerad reklamfilm.se, which is a Swedish website, and that is where we target Sweden pretty much.
okay, good. And where's um, can I ask where the bulk of your clientele is?
Mostly it's actually coming from Sweden.
Right. So how long have you been actively working in the North America market?
It's pretty much been since 2017, when it really went over to the US and found the market there. But then I also just kept on, since I'm native Swedish, so then I just kept on targeting Sweden also. And then I had a business opportunity in 2020 where I obtained the Swedish website that I mentioned.
Hmm, fantastic. Um, So one industry specific topic, because I get people on from time to time that are working in digital marketing and digital media. Um, how much has AI in the last 12 months impacted what you're doing?
I think it's starting to impact, but it hasn't really seen major changes. We've been starting to implement, for example, voiceovers with AI, mostly just to be able to speed up our production process, because then we're able to make an AI voiceover just like that. So it's good for people to send it to our clients just to make like an idea of how it's going to sound like, but then we pretty much always record it with a human voice anyway. So I definitely think it will affect our business for sure. We try to implement AI and we try to stay on top of it. And I'm a certain believer that, I mean, technology will always prevail. So it's just a matter of, you just have to get on the wagon, get on the train, and follow the market and try
Right.
to keep up with it.
Do you, um, how much of the personal effect, because marketing and advertising is really fickle because people can sniff that out. Um, do you feel that AI is not as effective? Because I really appreciate that you say that you'll send the demo with an AI voiceover, but you always have a real person do it. Um, what is the difference in the impact between an AI voiceover and a genuine human voice in the messaging?
I would say it just comes across more genuine still with a human voice. The times that we've had clients that are maybe in a very tight budget, then they've asked specifically for an AI voice. Also, since it's been into like for example, the crypto space and blockchain space, then it really wants to be like futuristic and so on. And I think that has been pretty much how we felt it's been. It's pretty much just been like, if you want it to be like sort of futuristic, yeah, then AI. But if you just want a really good video for present time, sort of, then it's just still human voice actually.
Yeah, if you're selling mashed potatoes, you probably want a voice that sounds like mom's. If you're selling Bitcoin, you probably want one that sounds a little bit more like a, master computer, right? So,
Yeah, for sure.
um, what do the companies look like in 12 or 36 months? What's your strategic plan?
So the strategic plan is pretty much to go into the rest of the Nordic countries, Norway, Denmark, and Finland. And then keep on working with the expansion videos when it comes to expansion in North America. I mean, it's such a huge market that we've just dipped our toes in. So it'll be to yeah, keep on expanding in North America and then expand in the Nordics or Scandinavia in Europe.
So, do you think it's more of a coming from Europe and marketing into North America, or do you think North America marketing into Northern Europe is the more lucrative prospect or the equal?
I would say it's pretty equal for us. I mean, the main thing is to have good reference projects, and I think we have really good reference projects. I mean, the earlier project that we've done for other clients, like really big ones, and I think that's the most key for other players or other companies to see what we have done before, and then pretty much just like acknowledging that, okay, these guys can actually do what they're saying, and other big businesses has done before. So I would think I would say it's pretty much the same actually.
Okay. You certainly have a unique niche. It's definitely a unique, uh, you have that multinational and you have that connection with two companies operating in two different places that feed each other. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting recipe to see how much it grows. But I can tell that I can tell you're not doing too bad. You seem you smile a lot, so you're not under too much stress, which is good.
Yeah, I
Um,
try to keep away from the stress part.
well, I imagine when you said you hit the wall, I wasn't quite sure. I'm like, do you have a ski wreck? And they're like, oh, that happened. Okay, that's very different. Um, so, all right. Well, parting question then. So, um, you had something that really drove you to change and take your skill set into a different direction or develop a skill set in a different direction from where you were. What advice would you offer to an aspiring entrepreneur, somebody who is in the early stages of starting their company?
I would say just to dare to take the leap. I think for me it was key that I took the leap, and I had this sort of, I mean, I had to change my life pretty much. But it was also the thing of having that safe, normal daytime job that was sort of also holding me back because it was such a safety. And it wasn't until I really took that leap and really went for it, that's when I really was able to starting living from what I had created in my online business. And also to find a really good mentor, like someone who's done the journey before, that could, give you some tips and ideas and also tell you like to, what mines to not step on and so on. So having like a mentor that will help you just like up your game so much faster than just keep on struggling by yourself.
Yeah, that's been a theme of multiple podcasts here over the last little while about don't try and walk this road of entrepreneurship alone. Um, it's not too many people. The ones that struggle are the ones that don't ask for help, um, or don't seek guidance. So I had tremendous respect for that. That's a really important thing is find somebody that will help you. Hey, everybody needs a coach, right?
Oh, for sure. And also an accountability partner. Maybe find a group of friends or people that are doing the same kind of journey that maybe are also starting up as you, but just having someone that you can rely on and saying like, okay, I'm gonna do this until next week or tomorrow, and then actually have someone who follows up on that and be like, hey, you didn't do that. Like now you have to give me $5 or whatever. I mean, it could be a simple gesture or whatever, but just having that thing, you maybe fail once, but you don't want to fail twice. But having that accountability is also huge.
No, that is a great way to end this. Having personal accountability is extremely hard. Having an accountability partner or somebody to hold you accountable, to stick to it was your plan, right? Um, but having somebody to remind you that it was your plan, it's sometimes 10 times more powerful. So that's really wise. I appreciate that. Well, Michael, thank you for joining me on this journey. I appreciate your time because I know it's quite late in Sweden.
Yeah, yeah. It's time for bed soon to really cherish my sleep.
Yeah, yeah, we don't want to steal. We don't want to cut into your 8 hours, partner. So we'll cut this off. So thanks again for joining me, and for everyone that joined this episode. I hope you found something valuable in there to take away. Find an accountability partner, find a coach, find a partner, somebody that will help you on your journey. And if you're looking for marketing, check out Expansion Videos in North America. I'm not going to pronounce the Swedish version. I'll let Michael do that. Your Swedish website.
Animerad reklamfilm.
I'm really glad I didn't take that one on. I'm glad he said it for me. So anyway, great opportunity, really interesting company. Look these guys up, and we'll see you next time. Michael, thank you again for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here. Thanks.